Hello everyone! To study Phosphenism, the most economical formula is made from the books of Dr. Lefebure that you'll find especially in PDF form, which is a formula specially adapted for small budgets. This formula makes Phosphenism accessible to everyone. You can complete by taking part, whenever is proposed, to videoconferences. These will allow you to acquire the basic techniques. The second formula is made from videos and audio courses. You will find all the information on the website in the training space. During this training, you will go far beyond anything you can find through modern methods of personal development. What you will learn will give a greater dimension to your practice, your life, and you will discover what makes Phosphenism the royal initiatory way, or in other words, the way of unlimited personal development. What you will discover during this training is not taught in any of the modern movements. Practicing Phosphenism is coming back to the roots of what founded the traditional initiatory teachings, far removed from the so-called personal development techniques that mostly have emerged in the past few years in the USA. You will discover a whole different world, but which will not be entirely unknown to all those who understand that personal development techniques are only a step to achieve the realization of his being, and that after this step, it is necessary to move towards the initiatory teachings. During this training, you will study why Phosphenism will help you develop the understanding of where you tend to, while fulfilling the best of yourself in a harmonious originality expressed through creativity. Individuals are like snowflakes, in that there are no two alike, although all angles are of 60 degrees. The technique is the same for everyone, but what you will develop will be totally personal. Your program, the basics of phosphenic mixing in pedagogy, or how, through the use of phosphines, you will develop memory, concentration, and succeed academically. How to produce the initiatory phosphine and its differences with the pedagogy phosphine. How to work with the diffuse glow, which alone allows the development of the higher faculties of the brain. How to work with polarized light and all its benefits. How to use the phosphine to make personal development techniques truly effective. How to use the phosphine for revelations about what suits you best. Why phosphine only allows you to have an action on your destiny. How to develop your strength of character and mental strength. How to acquire faculties of meditation and high concentration. You will also study the 3 keys to individual development and why, without the use of these 3 keys simultaneously, it is not possible to get a result. And among the basic initiatory exercises, you will learn the importance of swaying in the development of the higher faculties of the brain. The lateral head sway that induces greater strength of character, a better anchorage in life, better centering. This swing strengthens the personality, allowing you to no longer be subject to all the stress associated with modern life. It allows to vanquish dark thoughts, to enhance the anchorage and emotional stability. You can improve your self-confidence, strengthen and structure your personality, which will give you greater inner strength to face new experiences. It also allows the development of intuition. Notice how in our lives many errors could be avoided if we had even just a little more intuition. Rather than to exclaim, "Wow, if only I had known." It would be better to say, "If I had had more intuition, it would have saved me from making this mistake." The vertical head sway. It lets you experience the awakening in the sleep. Daydreamings, directed extensions of consciousness. It promotes your ascension dreams, traveling at more or less high speed. You know, those dreams that give the impression of flying through the air. Mental duplication during sleep depends exclusively on the correct execution of the swing. It will allow you to practice mental projection or astral travel. The anteroposterior head sway accentuates your mental strength and personality to a higher level structure. It transforms daydreaming into concrete action. It allows you to carry out actions in your life. It tends to take action to bring the mind to the future, to realize his projects. How often do we hear not, "Whoa, if only I had known or done that earlier, it would have changed many things in my life." The figure of 8 head sway, sway of the gypsies, will allow you to get some insight on your path of life. It is also the sway which allows easier transmission of power from an initiate to a learner. The half-circle head sway or horseshoe head sway. It helps to achieve initiatory dreams, dreams during which you receive advices and exercises to practice to quickly increase the internal development. This allows to be in harmony with your deepest aspirations. We continue to grow because the advice that we receive during this kind of dream are related to our very aim. It promotes contact with spiritual guides, or if you prefer, energy contact with high-level electrons, thus promoting the trip in the Akashic records, or deep subconscious. The cross sway, used to combine multiple effects described, ideal for those who do not have much time to devote to practice. The rotational head sway. The rotational head spins, like swings, are also part of yoga and authentic initiatory teachings. They allow the development of one's own personal magnetism, development of magnetic force, awareness and awakening of the chakras. Rotation in spiral or the Ryle exercise. It achieves higher levels of consciousness. In the second part of the training, Mantras course. How to build your own mantras based on the goals you seek to achieve. How to practice and utter the mantra Om. Telepathic communicability of phosphenic energy. Exercises and experiences of telepathy. How to control and direct experiences. Practical exercises. Working on the perception of aura. Why it is important to know how to perceive our own aura. Work on the colors of your aura, its fragrances, and supernormal brightness. Course on the sixth second thinking. Remote transmissions are much easier to cause than one imagines. one of the foundations being the rhythm of thoughts at the sixth of a second. The fast mantras are perhaps one of the greatest secrets of the yogis. Some mantras causing a phenomenon of explosion in consciousness. Course on eye convergence. This exercise is certainly the most difficult to achieve among the yoga exercises. Concentration between the eyes, that is to say the eye of Shiva, is traditionally associated with the exercise of mental void. But it is not a kind of philosophical nihilism, but rather an acute sense of emptiness, which are found, for example, in Tibetan yoga. Ocular convergence is regarded by Tibetans as an essential exercise. It is the best-kept secret of yogis. For example, in the Vinangam yoga, this exercise is regarded as the key to liberation. Course on static tension exercises. These exercises powerfully densify the double up to make it even tangible remotely. It is through this technique that Dr. Lefebure has been perceived in places where he was not present physically. Many other people have also managed to produce this, and you will find testimonies on the site in the evidence space of people who made this experience. Duplication with objective perception of the subtle body. Course on breathing. The pneumophene is the equivalent of the phosphine at the breathing scale. It is felt as a slight fresh air sensation in the lungs, throat, nose, or tongue. Some people describe it as a pleasant feeling of emptiness inside the body. This is what the Hindus call prana. These breathing techniques can then greatly amplify the effects of swings. 4 terms of study to make spiritual breathing. The first 2 are predisposing. The simultaneity of the last 2 is absolutely necessary for breathing to become of spiritual significance. Also on the program, the wonderful exercise as given by Mrs. Alexandra David Neal. How to cause duplication in others. How to practice meditation on a subtle center. How to practice the cosmic meditation. If among all these themes at least 3 capture your attention, then yes, you must register for this training because it will bring you beyond your expectations. One last word. Answer these questions internally. How many years have you spent without learning effective and accountable initiatory techniques in neurophysiology? How many books or courses have you read? This without knowing these initiatory techniques that only themselves allow to reach the transcendence of your being. How many years are you still willing to waste without learning these initiatory techniques that enable to transcend one's being? Questions and answers. Now I will answer some questions that are often asked. How much time is required before observing the first results? Everything depends on the time you can devote to the practice of the exercises, but also the possibilities of your brain to create neurological connections, conveyor of experiences. Typically, a session lasts 1 hour. and it is desirable to perform one session per day. Never forget that without training, nothing is obtained. And don't be utopians, and especially dreaming that it'll be by practicing a few thoughts here and there that the real results are obtained, as a lot of personal development techniques make believe. In other words, it is certainly not by just making relaxation that you can get to real result in the initiatory way. Otherwise, I would be the first to practice this technique. Does everybody get results? Basic experiences are accessible to everyone, or at least within reach of all those who agree to devote 1 hour a day for at least 3 months. Generally speaking, this is enough to already notice that something important happened in his life, as stated by the hundreds of people who brought their experiences on the website. Knowing that, it's up to everyone to be a little persistent and not forget that whatever discipline, you'd get nothing without the real work. In another video, I'll explain all the mistakes not to make, all errors that await those who want to advance in the initiatory path, which, I repeat, is the only way that can make happen the transcendence of his being. It's up to you to take advantage of this opportunity by participating in one of my courses.